Aloha! I am the draft specialist, and we are here with another Brews and Buds. We have Eric joining us again, tried and true veteran of the program now. Happy to say that we recently toured Two Bandits out in Hicksville. That's who we're going to be featuring mostly today. We've got a couple others as well, but these two fellows out there, Bob and Mark, are extremely passionate for the craft. They truly love what they're doing, and they have big hopes for their expansion project coming very soon. Bob and Adam, the two brewers, they work around the clock. They pump out incredible amount of volume of liquid in a one barrel system. So extremely impressive. I was very impressed with the entire operation, their hospitality, their generosity. They gave us some swag, which I will gladly share with once we do our next, I guess it would be in two giveaways. There's two different t-shirts, stickers, glass. We got a howler for you. It's if you get the chance to go out to Hicksville, or if you get a nice afternoon, they're available Wednesday through Saturday, I do believe. Their menu's right here. They do some really weird stuff on the menu. They feature exotics, and as we were told, the exotics are like kangaroo and things of that nature. So we didn't get the chance to talk much with their executive chef, but hopefully by the next time we're there, everyone, here is your open invitation for my birthday. We're going to their Hoptober event. It is October 6th. It is their 0.8 kilometer run, walk, jog, shuffle, shimmy, dance, 4 blocks down the road. It sounds hilarious. I can't wait to show up for it and just really see how much fun they really have. We had the great opportunity of going when they were not open, so they were able to dedicate all their time and effort towards us. So Mark and Bob, thank you very much for having us, and thank you very much for your generosity, and we hope to be a really loud voice to advocate what you do. Let's see. Oh, Instagram. I wanted to point out to everybody, we are 1 follower away from our first giveaway. So if you have not started following us on Instagram, please start. As soon as we hit 100 followers, we will be doing our first giveaway. And then we'll have another threshold, and we'll be featuring Two Bandits at that giveaway. Let's see. I think that's about all I have for the intro right now. Let's get into the beer. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So the first one we're gonna feature from Two Bandits is their 007. This is one of their hazies. I'm not gonna say much about it. I kind of talk loosely about it off camera if I'm smart enough to take tape off. And I again, just super impressed with what Two Bandits offers. They do not filter anything. It's either naturally filtered, cold crashed, or served to you in the raw, which really adds a lot of quality. I mean, you're getting all the flavors at that point. They're not removing anything that is not desired or not intentionally put there. So these were filled 2 days ago, which is why we're kind of doing this on the quick. But that's why we have to pour them while we can, because howlers and growlers don't last terribly long. It's filled to the brim. Bob, you did a wonderful job filling that up. Get that one in there. Got it, buddy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my goodness, I can already smell it. And we still got a little bit of head there, so that's good. Means that we didn't lose it much of the CO2. It's funky. It's funky for a hazy, like on the nose.
Yeah, it smells fruity, but kind of, funky. Definitely fruitier tasting than it smells.
Absolutely.
Justin and Tiffany are watching.
Hello, Justin. Hello, Tiffany. One day you'll get to join us, Justin. One day.
Tiffany too.
Tiffany, well, hopefully you can join us for a Brews and Buds ladies edition. It's we got a big table here to house a lot of beer drinkers. You will be a beer drinker before the night's over, I promise you. We'll get you some fun stuff. But yeah, so a little bit about this beer. The 007, it's really fun. They've got a really fun poster on their wall about this. It's to get that desired haze. They Bob brewed with some oats. I think the oats add a little bit of sweetness to it, but I think it also amplifies the citrus fruit and subtle hops in this hazy. I mean, it's very easy to drink, and geez, I don't remember the ABV on this one, but I seem to remember it was what, 6-7%.
Yeah, this one would be too easy to go down then.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to drink. This is one that's, quite honestly, I want a fold-out chair and a beach and a cooler.
Comes in a nice personal-sized bottle for that too.
It does. You get almost 2 glasses. Depends on how big a glass is. Your hazies, you want just like any New England or traditional IPA, American IPA. Pint glass is your desired pour. Obviously, we're pouring in a little bit smaller because we're doing a number of samples here. But gentlemen, you did a wonderful job. I'm going to shout out Adam, the other brewer there. Quite honestly, and as I told Bob and Mark while we were there, he was the reason we stopped by your tent. He was very exuberant, very loud, and very excited to share his product. It was towards the end of the Craft at the Quarry event, and everyone else was losing steam. They kind of like were took a lot of wind out of their sails for being there so long, and these guys were the loudest ones there. They had so much fun, and they just wanted to share what they had, which was really exciting.
And they had a really great membership program too.
They did. So they have a similar to a mug club, but no mugs. What they have is, instead of a pint glass, it is a larger pour, but it's a larger pour glass that is exclusive only to their members. Their beer club membership has grown to over 90 from what I've heard, and he's still selling them. And there's only a couple months left of this calendar year, and then it renews at the beginning of the year, the way I understand it. So it's their little tag is a poker chip that is like a keychain tag, and every year, from what we understood, is they're going to start doing different poker chip tags. They talked about doing wood, was it stamped aluminum, just
leather.
Leather. They're going to do a leather one, so they've got years planned out. It's
so many perks though. I felt like
yeah,
more than your typical, and they get a lot of like exclusive like first dibs kind of on their one-offs and everything.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Amy says hi, Eric's.
Aloha, Amy.
And Chloe says hi.
Hi, Chloe. Thanks for joining. Thank you. We'll be featuring your beer towards the end. Thank you for your generosity. It's really exciting. We'll try and get you out here for that ladies' night, ladies' beer drinking event. Get Renata out here too.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to be off camera, man. Sorry. We got the draft specialist, the brain of the operations. She's gonna be on camera at that point.
There you go.
But I'm impressed with this one. It's way too easy, and they did a really good job of actually softening the. I believe they used calcium. Was it a calcium chloride to kind of bring out the kind of sweetness of it? I think that's what it was. Calcium sulfate, I think, adds to the dryness. So I think this one was calcium chloride. So I apologize if I got it wrong. It was one of our longest interviews, which is really exciting because that means there was a lot of really good content there. I hope to have your blog up and running shortly. I have one more deadline to make, and then you guys are up right after that. But again, we wanted to do this before the Howlers lost their fizz, so
Amy wants to come to ladies' night too.
Oh, Amy, we're gonna have a full
There you
house.
go.
Here we go. So we're gonna all wear GoPros. And it's just gonna be a bunch of this view over and over again.
So it's a real good one. This is real fruity for not having any fruit in it, you said.
Exactly.
I actually enjoyed it. I'm not an IPA drinker, but I did enjoy it too.
Yeah, this was a good one.
That was tasty. So what we'll do then is we'll move to the next one that they had, which is a great anecdotal story. There's so much history and story in an establishment that's only been around for less than 18 months. So it's really, really impressive. But the next one is their double, which I really, really enjoyed. Doubles are the reason I got into IPAs because of their malt profile. This one's called Dead Frog Dippa. Really, really fun story. So, the way we understand the name came about is when they first started brewing this beer, there was a mummified dead frog in the corner of the garage that he was doing his home brews and microbrews out of. And they were enjoying themselves that evening, and that's how the name came about. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more romance to the story than that, but I think it's hilarious. I had a really fun idea. I hope they actually implement it. Have you ever, so my idea was with the dead frog, was to put the decal at the base of the urinal as a target.
Well, that's pretty
You
good.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, their bathrooms were so fun. I mean, like, they had on the
It's
stalls,
the first time I took pictures of a bathroom at one of our tours.
they had comic books. Like, they put comic book pages on the stall. So it's like one of those, like, there's no one in there, I'm just reading the bathroom door.
Even it was like clipped pieces. Like someone took a long time doing this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it was sealed.
That's good.
And well, yeah. But like the women's bathroom had all like female comic book characters, like pictures of just like little clips from comic books. It was really fun.
Nice.
All right. So this is their Dead Frog Double IPA. These are both first impressions for Eric, so I'm going to let him talk a lot about them because I had them the other day, but this is one that I requested, and they're happy enough to oblige.
Definitely malty.
10.3, I believe, is what they hit, which, I mean, you definitely do get the malty sweetness, like the fresh baked bread sweetness. I believe it's Simcoe. Could be wrong. I apologize, guys. It'll all be in the audio that I'll be going through very, very closely. But
There's a nice bitterness on the back end, though. Not like the sugar water from the one brewery.
right.
So,
That's one of the reasons why I requested it. It's because I knew it was one that we'd all appreciate. As a Dippa fan yourself.
yeah. Definitely a good one, though.
It's crisp. It's clean. It's a butt kicker. It's gonna get you. I mean, this tastes like a beer should, without being that camphorous burn of a high ABV beer.
Yeah.
That's also what makes it so dang dangerous. Everything they do has a lot of passion behind it. There's a lot of science, of course, and art also, but they abhor yellow fizzy beer. So they are staying away from that for as long as they can. With their new expansion, Bob wants to explore lagers, which in a one barrel system, it's very hard to do something of that nature, especially with their storage for fermentation and all that. Like, these guys operate, like, the brew house is a 48 square foot, it used to be an employee bathroom before
small.
they purchased it.
Like, I couldn't even take pictures. It was so small.
It truly is a one-man operation that two men are running virtually around the clock. And to work in that tight of proximity, they keep it very, very clean. Everything is like timed perfectly. They automate as best they can for as small of an operation they have, but it was excellent. I mean, their killer bees was delicious. I would say, I know you're a big Brother Benjamin from Greenbush. I would say it's not quite that powerful. It's not a double, but it does have a kick to it. But it does have that honey sweetness that they source from, was it 15 minutes away? So it keeps it local. Mark had a lot of fun little random bits of knowledge, just like me, like when I was behind the bar, so he and I hit it off immediately. He was saying like their killer bees with their local honey actually helps with histamines. So it's like, hey, we're helping you fight allergies while, giving you a couple tasty beverages. He also had the one that I used all the time, is that a real craft beer, a real beer, not the yellow fizzy big beers, but a real beer has all 13 essential vitamins and minerals that the body needs to survive, in moderation, of course. But we went back and forth. They had, what was it, the chocolate milk stout? I think, was it Black Shadow? Their Black Shadow was very impressive. I shared a little bit of info with them that I read years ago, is that women can pick up almost 30 times more flavors of chocolate than men can. So that's why women go for porters and stouts more than men do on average, like per capita. I mean, obviously we all have our preferences and style, but Mark chimed in and said, you know what, I understand that completely. He thinks their demographic fits that perfectly. And he said their raspberry wheat, which they brewed specifically with women in mind, is drank mostly by like 80% of men. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you're drinking good beer, everyone drinks for what they like.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like this dip a lot.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is one of the best ones we've had in a while, and it's
definitely up there with any of the other dippers that we drank.
And it's,
if not better than a lot of them.
yeah, right.
I feel like I could smell the honey really strong, but I don't think it was like a overbearing taste when you're drinking it.
From the killer bees?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know why you enjoy this one, because you crave that bitterness, and that is one of the last flavors you get.
Yeah.
Is finally the hops. Like, as I was telling you, I did not enjoy IPAs when I was getting into craft beer. Everybody knows I'm an amber red fan. DIPAs are what got me into IPAs because of the malt character, the malt profile, and that warmed up my palate to the hops bitterness and the complexity of one ingredient. So to actually get all of that in, from 4 ingredients, impressive. I'm very, very impressed, fellas. Thank you again.
Thanks.
I posted about the peanut butter stout.
Yeah.
That was so good.
That'd be interesting.
Oh my goodness.
I've had a few, and this one was definitely the best I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I typically go for, but
Sure.
It smelled really like peanut butter, and I was thinking like, wow, this is gonna be really strong, but it was incredibly mild, like when you drink it. So.
Nice. Yeah, I could see that being an easy one to mess up on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what was it, 6%? So it was like
Nice drinkable.
Perfect
Yeah.
for a drinkable little pub stout, but it was all peanut butter on the nose. Excuse me. The peanut butter was definitely the dominant scent, but when I was drinking it, I got I characterize it very close to a Nutter butter, where you get chocolate, peanut butter, and vanilla wafer, wafers, and you definitely got all of those flavors. They characterize it more as like a Reese's Pieces, and I think because of my malt preference, I was able to pick up more of that baker, that like fresh wafer flavor. It was extremely complex for a stout, especially for only being 6%.
Yeah.
Normally the beefier ones carry a little bit more ingredients to them. So I hope I'm doing all of y'all justice, because I mean there's so many great beers to choose from. These two are just because we are IPA fans is why I requested these two. But I mean we could do we could do another Brews and Buds on every style they produce there. It's really, really impressive. They actually carry one, was it Stony Creek ciders? Is that what it was? Mm-hmm. They carry a Stony Creek cider, and it is 2 ingredients. It is Macintosh apples and wine yeast.
Nice.
And that's it. There's absolutely nothing else.
Yeah.
It was like drinking carbonated apple juice. It was that like fresh and delicious. It was super clear. I mean, I believe they said they didn't clarify it or anything.
Yeah.
It was natural. As
It
natural
was
as
a
could
little
be.
dry. It wasn't like your sweet, too juicy type of cider that's kind of like
Well, it's
overbearing.
better anyway. Some of them get kind of syrupy.
Exactly. It was not. It was very like dry and easy to drink.
The East Coast ciders.
Yeah.
As we'll refer them as. All right.
Harpoon is a good one though.
Harpoon does. Yeah, they do good. The next one I have never had, but it is.
Where is it?
It's either by the cubes or there's one over there. But this is Dark Horse's Smells Like a Citra Safety Meeting. It's their IPA. It's 8.5%. Yeah, if you want to buy it. Eric with his handy dandy lighter coming in. Oh man, it sounds so good. But I have had their Smells Like a Safety Meeting quite a few times. I really, really like that beer. This is strictly Citra from what I understand. Is that right?
I think so.
It's 8.5%, so it is by all intents and purpose double imperial. They don't classify it as that, so it's their beer. They decide what they want, but
it's a butt kicker either way.
Exactly. And Citra being like my number 2 favorite hops. It's really, really easy to pick that one out of the selection. And there's very few Dark Horses that I don't like, so I'm always impressed with what they put out there.
Yeah, they always do a good job.
There you are. I mean, geez, look at that color. It's such a dark amber hue.
Yeah. Like,
you would almost call this an amber if you didn't know what you were pouring or smelling, you know?
Right, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Sweet, citrus, tropical fruit, hops, just... There is... Gosh, I want to say... No, I apologize, Dark Horse. I don't want to get it wrong, but I want to say the brewer's malt is like 2-row because it is like deep in like a resinous, like molasses sweet malt almost. So I'm excited. Oh wow, that is way too easy to drink at 8.5%. Oh my goodness. It almost tastes like they conditioned their water so that it'd be easier to drink. Do you know what I mean? Like at 8.5%, that's...
It goes down smooth.
Way too smooth. Okay, there's no such thing, but... I shouldn't have more. I want more. I'm gonna have more. It's one of those.
Yeah, definitely.
This is one that if I find it a handle, it'll probably be my first pint at a bar.
Yeah.
Like this one's...
It's definitely nice, still resinous flavor of the safety meeting, but...
Yeah, but it's nowhere... I mean, it smells like a safety meeting. You think you're going to get that style of butt kicker.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, the Citra...
Balances a little more.
You're hit the nail on the head there. It definitely does. Very nice. Very nice. I hope to see y'all very soon. Maybe we can get that on the books, but we saw you at... MISBF, that was really fun, and I know you guys are out west, so west side of the state. Just always impressed with what they have. I don't want to drink it all right now because it's so good. Yeah, Citra all the way, man.
Yeah.
So good. Oh my goodness.
Even on the tongue through the beginning to the end is Citra. It tastes like citrus.
Exactly. And Citra being such a mild bitterness of a hop, it still is pronounced almost like they added more than what the recipe calls for, just so you get that dryness from it. But I mean, yeah, I I've got nothing bad to say about this beer. I mean, I think the color's really deceiving. I mean, that
Yeah.
goes to show you that explains the ABV right there.
Right.
You can tell that there's a lot of malt in this beer, but it is so well. It takes you know, kind of like the backstage, if you will. It's in the. It lets the Citra take front and center.
Yeah.
And the malt is still pronounced, but it's not by no means the dominant flavor. And then it's carved beautiful. I know they're bottle conditioned, but it's carved beautifully. I mean, it's refreshing for 8.5%. It's crisp, it's clean, well balanced. You said, I agree with that 100%. Excellent job.
Yeah, very good.
It's even in. I would say with these two having them back to back, I would say that the pronounced bitterness is really impressive for that high of ABV.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we had this one. I've never, like I said, I've never tried it before. Wanted to try something new. Very impressed. Something you can drink? No. We're getting her there.
Just being honest.
She's only ordered one IPA ever at a bar, so on purpose.
This one's pretty bitter.
It is
through the whole way.
Yes.
Even first taste you get is really just straight hops.
You knew I wouldn't like it when you tasted
No.
it.
This would be a good one.
Yet. Keyword.
Yeah.
Yet.
It's becoming easier, I think. As I've tasted more, I can actually distinguish a little bit more flavor. Before it was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I hate it.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. When did you and Renata start dating?
I started dating, it would have been 9 years ago.
9 years. Was she an IPA drinker back then too?
Yeah, she was a beer drinker more than I was.
So she turned you.
She brought you over.
Yeah, well, she didn't like IPAs back then. She liked stouts and stuff, so we started drinking stouts and moved to IPAs.
I see. I see. Kind of like a hand in hand.
Yeah.
What's the first IPA you remember loving?
Good question.
That's a good one.
You didn't know this was going to be.
I guess
there.
Lagunitas was probably the first one I kept going back to
That's
and buying.
popular,
Yeah. That was an easy one to go to.
Especially in the
There.
earlier years, it was like the big hitter, you know.
Yeah. Plus, it was a good price point. You go in there, it was always $10.
Right.
So.
And that was their flagship IPA? Or did
No,
you
it
try
probably
all their
wasn't. I can't.
hoppy stuff?
I used to bounce between all their
Their
beers.
easies and
yeah,
little something easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
All those ones.
I
I
know.
guess brown sugar probably would be the main one that I was doing. Brown sugar and Lagunitas sucks would probably be the most approachable ones I thought. They're really malty, I think, though.
Yeah, definitely. Lagunitas sucks. It was really spicy too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it had a weird taste to it, but it was really good.
I want to try their Sakatumi.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I haven't had that one yet. I've only found it in extra large bombers.
Yeah.
So that's one that I really want to try. I mean, what are they? They say it was aged in sake casks, or did they add sake to it? I don't know.
I'm not familiar with that one enough to know specifics.
We'll get
But
there.
it would be a good one.
Yeah,
It would-
So Lagunitas, if you want to host us in your Chicago facility, or you want to take us all the way out west, by all means,
Anytime.
we're here,
Yeah.
ready and waiting. All right, so this is a special shout out goes to Chloe at the Temperance Liquor Cabinet, Oddside, Cat in the Walls, New England IPA. This was sold out already. You said you were...
Yeah, I tried to get somebody that was sold out immediately after they posted it on Facebook.
Which, again, he does a very, very good job of marketing.
Yeah.
He sells the product really before it even hits like his door. So, I mean, it's really, 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 really good marketing on his part. If you're listening, Jason, we'd really like to have an interview and kind of see like what brought you upon the success where you could actually more than double your size with the Lambertville one, and just kind of get into the mind of a beer connoisseur that is really promoting the craft voice from the retail side. But Chloe was very kind enough to share this with us. It is, she said she got it because it has a cat on the front, which is fair enough.
Very cool can.
It is very psychedelic,
Yeah.
But for New England, let's give it a whirl. She said she might be interested for that ladies' night drinking. What? We talked a lot about beer while we were there. While I was there anyway, and I've yet to find an odd side. Like I even of all the
Yeah.
sorry,
Thanks, Hubs.
of all the odd side out there, they're getting into the yellow fizzy beer market.
Yeah.
It's the last frontier. I think I like that they use cans instead of bottles. Quite honestly, anyone who knows beer knows that the can is going to be fresher, longer, colder, better, harder, faster, stronger type thing, you know.
You can take it on kayak, canoe trips, hiking,
They
camping. Yeah. It's much easier.
That was a little segue back to Two Bandits. They are actually going to start canning once they expand, which is exciting. And I told them I was excited about that, and they were, oh, you know, why? And I went into a quick explanation of, well, bottles are not, they're like number 3 on the list. Obviously, draft is what the brewer wants you to try, first and foremost. It's really hard to mess up the keg in transportation and, you know, heating and cooling and all that sort of fun stuff. Bottles are, you know, notorious for light penetration. That's why so many are brown. But eventually you're going to start beating up the beer with that light penetration. Also, cans allow the opportunity to get colder faster, which most beer wants to be served cold. Not all. But now that cans now are 100% across the board. I mean, I haven't even found one in a decade plus that they now have that polymer liner. I think Coors Light was the one that really pioneered that decades ago, but that polymer liner doesn't allow for the aluminum flavor or that tinniness to come through into the beer. So cans are actually my number 2 preference. So kudos to Two Bandits for going that route. I've always been a fan of Odd Side for doing that. There's a few other breweries that do that, and they're really doing their best to keep it as true to their culture, their craft as they can. So, without further ado, oh wow,
Still funky like a lot of their juices seem to be.
Wow. But I get like, this is like, I mean, the hops are pronounced enough where it's like running through a field of hops. And
yeah.
I don't know if it's the hops. I smell like grapefruit or something.
yeah. Grapefruit, tropical fruit. I get almost a little pineapple out of it. But the pineapple I smell, and this is just me, but it smells like an overripe pineapple. That's like when you walk into a room, you know, there's like an overripe fruit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what I'm getting.
I kind of smell mango.
Mango?
It's definitely just a lot of tropical fruit going on in there.
All the way.
It comes through a lot on the tongue too.
Wow, that is a really dry New England. That is surprising.
Still very juicy though, dry and juicy.
It is. It's refreshing. It's almost like I need another sip.
Yeah.
Like, where did that go? I want more. Where did? Now, did they? 7%. So 7%. That's, you know.
Yeah, you could,
right down the middle of it. This is one that you could easily drink too many of.
right. Yeah. If you had a 6-pack, you might not for long.
Right. Like, oh dang it! I wanted to save one for later. This is
good.
It's very good. It's funky. It's not
too funky though.
Right. Well, when it comes to New England's, I'm very. We've been spoiled because we have the number 1 New England in the area.
Yeah.
It's only available in Michigan. Happy Mistake from just down the road, Lansing area. They've cornered the market on it, but that one is so juicy and sweet, which is not my cup of tea for an IPA. This one, on the other hand, I mean, it goes toe-to-toe with it, and it's everything I ask for an IPA to be, and now it's hazy as well.
Yeah.
Which was my understanding at the Great American Beer Fest, that hazy is now classified style, which is huge. And it was the #1 admitted style this year.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, I mean, that's huge.
It's popular.
It is. It's got its place in the market. It'll always be there. I didn't realize that hazy, like, New England's have been around for over 10 years.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That was eye-opening. I didn't realize that. I thought they all kind of happened after that happy mistake from the other brewery, and they kind of exploded from there. But they've been around for a while. I mean, I've had some really good from Maine.
Yeah.
Some good ones out there, but this one's bitter and dry through the entire sip.
Yeah.
Like, it's not one flavor after the other. It's all flavors all at the same time.
Still has that funk though, of like Dynasty and the other ones that we've had from outside.
It does.
They seem to have that same funk.
Now, never speaking with anyone from outside of the festivals, the real question I have is like, is that achieved through your yeast, your ale yeast? Is that how you're able to like get that funk through? Because I mean, these are totally different recipes, and yet they all share it. You know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
have the same funk smell, for sure.
This one's excellent. This one's now I understand why it sold out so quick.
Yeah, it's too good.
I mean, it never. You know, I knew nothing about it outside of it was brand new, and so.
This would be a hard one to share with friends.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, I only got a 1-pack.
Whoops.
I only got a 1-pack.
Got one left. Oh, geez.
Oh shucks, that's going in the private stash. But yeah, and of course, with us getting it today, we're getting as fresh as we can. But I mean, as in New England, that's exactly what they try and achieve. Like, fresh is best when it comes to IPAs. That's why I hope we didn't lose much with these two. That's why we served them as soon as we could. They're less than about a day and a half old, so
Still tasted amazing.
they were great. I thought we lost a little on the carbonation, but I think that's okay. I was very impressed with the Citra, and this one,
Outside's always is a favorite of
they
mine,
are.
honestly.
Yeah, so if y'all would like to host us as well, by all means. We got two very big fans that would love to scream at the top of every roof, drink Outside here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know? Well, with that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 for us. We need one more Instagram follower, and we'll do our big giveaway. And
Draft specialist.
it is The Draft Specialist on Instagram. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Well, Eric, thank you again for coming by. We
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate it. Cheers, everyone.